This is hole 10. It's 371 feet straight down this kind of tunnel. The gravel path is a river. You have to cross to the left of it to be inbounds. If you don't, you go to the drop zone. And then this last tree over here is a Mando left, okay? So I usually throw an element on this so I don't have a chance of going in the water, because most of the time if I throw a fairway, if I get a good rip on it, I'm going in the water. So first shot, we're gonna throw a gateway element, hyzer flip it, kind of aim at this left tree almost, right at the edge, and just let it drift right most of the shot. Make sure we put enough hyzer on it. That's too much hyzer. Damn. All right, it's a little windy, so I thought we might need more hyzer, but that's just gonna be a straight up par play. Not my favorite. Also, my form kind of fell apart there, and I threw too hard for no reason. Next shot, we're gonna try to keep it relaxed, smart. A little bit of hyzer on the crave, let it flip down the fairway. Don't put too much power on it so we don't go in the lake. Is that too much power? Don't skip. Oh, it's beautiful. Just powered down through the crave. We knew it would flip a bit. I think there is a little wind out there. I think I just put way too much hyzer on that element. Still learning that disc, but as you can see, we got a putt. We're right next to the basket with this crave. The element actually isn't that bad either. I think it's a par, but I do have a putt from the element. I think I need to trust that disc a little more. I've thrown it in a headwind multiple times now and thought, oh, this is gonna flip to Narnia. And it holds up fairly well if you put some hyzer on it. So I need to just have a little bit more trust with that disc and maybe throw it like I threw this crave. It goes really far. Yeah, we'll take the birdie. Maybe I need to give that disc more credit. Still learning these discs, and it's a little flippier than my old Pathfinder, but it seems to handle torque pretty well anyways, weirdly enough. All right, this is hole 11. I think it's 200 and something feet, 260 feet. I'll put it down at the bottom when I edit. Yeah, the only thing we're really worried about is hitting the gap, okay? This hole, it's basically a turnover backhand that comes back at the end. It's kind of a hard shot. I like to throw a proxy just straight up the middle, just punch it up there, and hopefully I can get some good ground play and get near the basket. But the only thing I'm really worried about is hitting the gap on just the slightest amount of hyzer, okay? So this is kind of where we're gonna dial in our release point, reach back, right straight away from the gap, and hope our form holds up. Too much hyzer by quite a bit. Our form did not hold up. I was all over the place on that one. But we hit the gap, and that was the main purpose. I think I was so scared of missing it, I kind of just threw it like a baby, and I'm like 25 degrees of hyzer. We'll try to fix that on this element throw. Just a smidge of hyzer, you know, be confident we're gonna hit the gap. We're confident, baby. Shabam, bitch. Get destroyed. She's fucking parked. Let's go. We're parked. Proxy was definitely a par. You know, we did too much. We did too much. We tried to keep our form all compact and solid, and we're too nervous about hitting the gap, and it ended up us just throwing, you know, a drive, which is on a lot of hyzer because we expected to flip up because we're throwing hard, but we're not throwing hard on this hole, right? So it's not gonna flip up. Whereas the second hole, you know, my form was probably worse, honestly. I probably let my back leg kind of come around and ended kind of spinning through, but that was the easiest way for me to hit the gap, make sure I release it flat, and really, I don't need the power, right, of having this perfect compact form for a shot like this, right? I'm gonna get there, especially with the element. This is hole 11. I think it's about 250 feet, but there's guardian trees all around it. You can't skip or you'll go kind of to the left of the basket. I'm throwing a Berg X as the first shot. We're just gonna rip it out there flat and hard and kind of let it do its thing and sit by the basket, hopefully. Not too worried about, more worried about hitting the line than anything. That was yanked right for sure. but we put enough hyzer on it. I think we will still have a putt. That was not a good shot though. I just kind of like pulled up through my body too fast and then rotated late. But we're not thinking about that, right? We're just correcting our angle, correcting our height. Throw this one flat to the right and play the skip. Skip, baby. Yep. All right. As you can see, Devil Hawk is legit placed into the basket. I don't know what that puts us at, but I'll put it down there. I think maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 down. We're also gonna take a putt from the berg, right? It's one of the good reasons for throwing the berg on this hole is even if I kind of yank it a little bit, I still get a putt. So hopefully I can show you guys that the second shot really didn't matter too much. Oh, better. Yeah, so it's an easily makeable putt. You know, I messed up the first one, but I make that putt a lot of the time, especially if I kind of take my time, take it seriously. So that's one of the reasons I throw the berg on this hole. If I kind of yank it up high, it has enough time to just kind of float down before it falls. So this is hole 13. It's probably my favorite hole on the course because it's so freaking hard. The basket is all the way back here in a corner. I think it's 475 feet with a low ceiling, right? You can't really throw it high because you have to get under this tree. So I've eagled this hole twice. This is the only par 4 on the course, but the safe play, right, is just to throw something really stable out there kind of at that fence and have it slide, like land up here. Just easy upshot, take the birdie. We're gonna kind of go for both. My first shot, I'm gonna throw something flat-ish, really stable, just kind of try to fade right after the tree. And then we'll try to go for the eagle with this bad boy. It's really hard to get this eagle, but when you do, it feels amazing. All right, so here's the stable boy. Not on too much hyzer. Hit the gap. It's the most important part. Don't worry about the power too much. We'll make it there. Okay, that's way inside. So now we don't even really have a safe shot to take. I don't think it's OB, but we misreleased the shit out of it. I think I was kind of scared of hitting these trees on the right. For our second shot, we're gonna put a little more hyzer than I really wanted to on it. We're gonna kind of throw at this tree, hope it pops up and then fades right after the tree. This is kind of the eagle play, but I'm gonna do a little safer because I messed my first shot up so badly. Fade, baby, fade, 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 fade. All right, that is OB for sure. But since we went OB all the way up there, we'll be able to play, 3 steps toward here and probably save the par. We'll see if the other one's OB too. This is definitely in bounds. It wasn't that bad. Also, our other drive, man, it was close. It was close to being a straight eagle bomb. This is like 200 feet, an upshot. We can get there for the birdie for sure. It's just not the easiest upshot. We're gonna have to play like a skip. We either need to play a spike hyzer or kind of a skipping shot. Let's see what the ceiling looks like. Yeah, the ceiling's not amazing for a spike hyzer. I think we're gonna play the skip here. Try to put some hyzer on this, keep it really low, and just play like the flare skip. Nice hyzer, skip. Absolutely parked. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, I'm pretty happy with that shot, honestly. Also, I tried to give you guys a good view, so props to me. So let me know if you guys want to see these tap-ins. I don't know if you care, but if it's in 10 feet or 15 feet, should I just go to the next hole? Because it's pretty hard to miss these, and kind of takes up a lot of space on my phone. I'm trying to do these in 4K so you guys can see a little better where the discs are going. So yeah, they're kind of eating storage. This is hole 14. This is actually the easiest shot, but also the hardest shot. It's 188 feet. You have to get past the gravel to be inbounds. And there's a lake right behind the basket. So it's a very easy, right? Just touch shot. But you'll see how awful my form is for touch shots because I'm not very good at them. But I think I've kind of learned this hole enough. I know what to do. I kind of just barely pull back, throw it on a little Annie nose up. Hopefully we can make the island. We got 2 shots, right? Easy skip up. 20-footer, maybe a little bit more Annie would have been better. A little scared, honestly, on camera. I didn't want to throw something in the lake. Same thing with this, but more Annie. Skip. Yeah, that thing skips really well. Oh, barely didn't make it in bounds though. Needed just a little bit more height. Made the island with the first shot. Second one was just a little short. It does skip a lot, but I didn't give it quite enough oomph. Easy putt, let's just be confident. Shove her in there. Should be no problem. Yep. So it gets really wet over here, like disgustingly muddy. I don't know what that puts us at, maybe 8, 9, something like that, but you know, we're playing 2 shots, not a big deal. We're just practicing. We're getting used to the new discs, baby. This is hole 15. I think it's like 375 feet. I'll put the distance down below, but it's surrounded by a bunch of trees. You kind of got to come in on hyzer from this side or hyzer flip something straight at it. So it's not the easiest shot. Also, it's a bit of a tailwind. We're gonna throw a volt out kind of wide on just a little bit of hyzer. Hopefully we can just skip up right next to the basket. I can get there with the mid-range, but it's just a little easier, a little safer, I think. Let's see what we got here. A lot of hyzer. Don't hit the tree. Just spike right into the basket. Oh, that was almost an ace. We just hit that guardian tree. We'll have a putt, but a little unlucky. A little bit less hyzer on this Tesla, kind of a different line. Kind of hyzering lower, finishing kind of from a different angle. See if we can hit this shot as well. Tess has a little bit more flip, goes a little farther usually. Oh, that roll sucks, but they're both up there pretty close to the basket. Needed a little bit less hyzer on both of them and just kind of to trust it. As you can see, they're legit on top of each other. They both just barely didn't make it through this guardian tree and this guardian tree, and you could see the basket's right there. We almost spiked it right in. We'll play from the volt, a little straddle. It's got to be a little bit of Annie. I'm not very good at this kind of putt. We're gonna see what we can do. See if we can keep the good round going here. Whew. Oh, try it again, baby. Oh my God. Maybe I am kind of good at this putt all of a sudden. All right, this is hole 16. I don't know exactly how far it is. I think it's about 260 feet, 250 feet, but it's uphill. And it's kind of a gate here to block you from going straight at it. So you either have to choose, you know, hit this right gap, hit this left gap, go over the top of everything. Or there's a really crazy spike hyzer play, but it's super hard to do. And if you get it wrong, your disc goes in the lake. So I don't really use it often. First shot, we're gonna throw a proxy flat and high and just kind of let it drift right the whole way, stay mostly straight, and hopefully get up to the basket. This shot is a bit hard to execute, but let's see if we can get it today. Okay, that's awful. All right, we over-rotated. It was not good. Let's not talk about it. Second shot, we'll throw the Warrior high in this right gap so that even if we miss the gap by a little bit, we still get through. Gotta keep it flat. Gotta get it up there. Fade, baby. Yep, give me a skip. All right, that's the shot. It's starting to rain a bit again. One thing I've noticed is when I'm trying to throw really high, I tend to kind of pull up kind of this way, and it gets the disc too far ahead. I'm not keeping my elbow far enough. I'm keeping my elbow up, but since I'm throwing upward, right, it's not here. It needs to be out when I throw upward too. So boom, instead of coming up like this and getting like in too far, because then I end up like late rotating, over rotating the disc basically, and just yanking it right. Easy putt. Hit it twice. All right, we're keeping the round alive. We did have a shank there, but you know what? It's okay to have a shank every now and then. So this is hole 17. I think it's, it's 351 feet. I didn't know it was that far. You can either take up the middle or outright fade back toward the basket. There's OB all along the right side. Yeah, I usually throw an envy on this, but we're also gonna try the warrior out today. We can either choose to go straight out the middle or kind of around this right side. I've been kind of yanking things today, so I kind of want to just put this envy on hyzer and go outside with it. That was not outside, it's gonna hit the tree. Get inside of it. Oh, that sucks. I kind of expected that that might happen. It's a close squeeze to kind of get outside the right tree far enough, on enough hyzer, and not hit this first tree up here. I don't know what you guys can see. I probably stepped in front of the camera like 20 times. We're gonna just try the exact same shot with this warrior. And you know what? We're gonna hit the line this time because we're confident. Bam, on a little bit of hyzer. We did not hit the line, but did we fade faster? Yes. All right. Oh, that skip is awful. Damn, I think I'm just putting on too much hyzer to actually let them get out there. I'm scared of going OB on the right. We'll throw one more on this hole just because I've been playing with the up the middle play and it's not bad. I'm just gonna throw this proxy on a tiny bit of hyzer. Is there a tailwind? Up the middle. Maybe a little less hyzer. I think there might be a tailwind. She turned all the way to the basket. We won't take that one because it kind of breaks the rules of what we were doing today, but that's kind of an easy shot that has no chance of going to OB, so maybe that's why I should start playing here. So as you can see, we barely stopped. We barely didn't go OB. Our proxy's up there, pretty parked, maybe 13-footer or something like that. This is a raise, this is an elevated basket, so I gotta be real with you. I would never, ever try this putt. I'm gonna take my 3 feet, 2, 3, we'll call it right here. I would never try this putt in like a tournament setting. So I think I'm gonna just lay it up to practice, kind of laying things up well. And then for our second shot, we'll go for it. So we're not counting this at all, so. Oh, pretty close, just need to get a little bit more height on it. I'll tap this in. I don't know, I'm thinking of that proxy shot might be the move, man. It's pretty good. All right, so while we're walking to the last hole, I wanted to try out this kind of walking and talking way of doing things and ask you guys, do you think it's better if I talk at the beginning of every hole, go over stuff there, or kind of walk and talk as I move through the course? This last hole is 475 feet, so it's a great place to just empty the bag of the drivers, see how they fly, and see if we can hit it. I've birdied this a lot of times, but like I said, I don't think the power is 100% there today, but I'm still gonna give it my best effort, right? I'm not making excuses. I'm gonna try to rip one down there the best I can. So whatever I can do is what I can do. You can judge me on that. That's fine with me. I think this one is 475 feet or so. I don't know if that's exactly right. I don't know what the tee pad says. Let's see. It says 467. Mando right of this first tree. OB all along the left wall. So some of these are likely gonna go OB, but I wanna rip them all to see how they fly anyways. I'll try to pick the best two for our first 2 shots here and try to just hit the angle right. I don't know what the wind's like. It's raining just a little bit, but I think it's fine. Let's pick, for the flip dogs, let's pick these 2. The Ether and the Realm. And then these are gonna be the stable boys. And this one I'm still kind of testing as my forehand disc, but I'd like to see what the stability is like anyways on it. So we'll start with the Realm, more stable of the 2. Just make sure we give it some height, keep our form intact, and Yeah, we can throw it kind of flat. We have a lot of room on the right, but there is OB. There's an OB line all down the right side. So we just needed to come back, which the realm is pretty good at. So let's just try throwing it a little flat with some power and give it some height. Get through, come back at the end, baby. I think that might be OB. Nope, we rolled back in bounds. That's probably, it was probably like 460, but too far right. I didn't give it quite enough hyzer. This is even flippier, so I need to give it even more hyzer and give it some room. So I want to throw this kind of high on a bit of hyzer. Keep the elbow up. Oh, we hit the Mando tree. She turned fast out of the hand, to be honest with you. It's all good. We got one up there. It's a putt. We're gonna take the par no matter what. Let's rip these last ones for fun. I rip this one right at the basket, not too much hyzer. Keep flipping. Oh my God. Get there, get there, get there. All right, that's a 25, 30 footer. That's kind of the line I should have went with on that first realm. And honestly, on the ether too. This is the beef dog. We got to throw her flat. See if we can get there. I'm going to try to hit this one really hard. I'm going to abandon form just a little bit, just to kind of fucking pump this thing down there. Give it one YOLO for the round. Oh, the ante was so good, but the tree branch just barely kicked it. I'm pulling a little right on these shots, right? So I need to close my foot a little more, I think. Except for maybe this one's so stable I don't need to. All right, we got to throw this flat. We're gonna give it some pump too, a little bit of ante like we did the last one. Stable up, baby. Give me a big skip. Not the best showing today. We got a putt. I'd like to thank you guys if you tuned in all the way to the end, if you watched. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any comments. All right, so as I was walking down here, I picked up this and I forehanded this, but I wanted to kind of give you a little idea of the spread we had here. As I was walking down here, there's a little bit of a headwind for sure. So got to factor that in when I figure out how the discs lie. But here's the realm. There's the 13 speed that kind of got skippy for us. Here is the other NXT realm. So it seems like right now, maybe with a little bit more hyzer, the realm is going to be kind of our bomber driver. We just need to keep our form together. It's hole 18, you're going to be a little tired. So don't expect, to hit PRs after an entire round of disc golf. That's one of the reasons we kind of focus on staying relaxed when we shoot. Conserve some energy, have some more when you need it. But I mean, it's not bad. It's probably 445, 450. I'm not sure exactly. We have a putt. It's pretty long, maybe 40 feet because we are so far right. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, one more. All right, we hit metal on both of those putts. I'm pretty freaking happy with that. My putting used to suck bad. Still need to do some work on my upshots, but thanks for tuning in. Peace.